Let's check in now with Maria.
All right, we have the heat index, a huge factor, as Gabi was talking about. The higher it goes, the tougher our body is to combat it. And you can see the heat index by 2 o'clock in some places like Newark and the city, 105 or hotter. Here's the good news. We don't have an unending string of these days. We head to Milltown, New Jersey. You can see Saturday still hot, but by Sunday and Monday, beautiful summer weather. I'm also going to break down the storm timing too. You see that on the forecast coming up in the 10-day.
Thanks.
There's still to be concerned about today. In fact, severe weather along with the heat. So we're talking about the storms first. We have this high pressure to the south, obviously the heat pump, but a boundary is approaching, and that's enough to keep the shower and storm threat in for today. And then the main front that we're really waiting on, that'll bring another round of showers and storms as we get into Saturday. Behind that is the cooler, less humid air. But there is that chance for some very strong thunderstorms today. So be prepared for that by the afternoon into the early evening hours. You can see in that 2 to 3 p.m. time frame is kind of when we expect some of that to really start to get going. And any of these that are developing have the possibility of putting down a lot of heavy rainfall and those gusty winds very quickly. So you want to make sure you get those warnings turned on your phone and you're aware of that. By 6:30, 7 o'clock, still coming through the area. After that point, things should quiet down a bit. And then, of course, we're just talking about the plain old warmth and the heat. We do have the chance to see some hail with the bigger thunderstorms. The ingredients are there that you may see that. So maybe a day to keep the car in the garage. And then also that tornado risk today, not zero for the lower Hudson Valley, Long Island into Connecticut. A little bit more likely heading up into New England, but again, another reason to make sure you have a way to get warnings. We definitely have the heat. That's everywhere. 75 right now. The dew point's still near 70. So the heat index at times today will be over 100 degrees. The danger comes in how long that is for several hours. So really starting by about lunchtime into the afternoon, we'll see those heat index values exceed 100 degrees. It still stays very warm and stuffy through the overnight hours. 76 degrees for the low. So those storms are not doing anything to relieve us from the heat and humidity. In fact, tomorrow, another day, 94 degrees, a ton of sun, stay hydrated, drink lots of water. It will be Saturday storms with just one more day of the warmth and humidity back up near 90 in the city. That will finally break the heat. In fact, by Sunday, 70s and 80s with sunshine, and that humidity will be wiped away. It will feel good information. Stay cool today. Of course, a hot one in the city where we have the excessive heat warning. But remember the pets and the kids too. If you're going to be taking them outside, earlier is better, later as well, but not during the peak of the heating. By 11 a.m. already pushing at 90 degrees. And as Gabi mentioned, the heat wave through Saturday. After that, though, anything but hot and terrible. I've got some beautiful summer weather in that 10-day forecast.
I mean, what do we really know about Adele?
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. But fair. All right, let's talk about the heat and humidity today. We are looking at Coney Island, one of those spots where you'll get some relief from the heat right along the coast, but high risk of dangerous rip currents. And we have our Brooklyn Cyclones taking the field later on this evening. It's Irish night. Later on the evening, that's a better time to do some of the outdoor activity. It'll be a little bit cooler by then. But in between now and then, obviously, excessive heat. 75 now. The dew point's all the way up near 70. It's that heat and humidity combination that makes it tough today for sure. That heat index approaching 100 degrees as early as lunchtime, and it's that duration, several hours, consecutive hours at that level. So take it easy, stay hydrated, drink before you're thirsty, stay indoors, watch the kids and the pets, and we hang on to a lot of that warmth overnight. So we are not seeing the relief just yet. We've got a couple of days. And on top of that, we do have some strong showers and thunderstorms to watch out for. Severe weather potential, including the possibility of some hail, and that tornado risk, especially from, say, the Hudson Valley into Connecticut, Long Island, not zero today. So you want to make sure you have a way to get the warnings. We'll be here for you, of course, through the afternoon. That's about the time in that 2-3 p.m. time period where we'll start to see some of those showers and storms fire up, and then continue in through the evening hours. And not everywhere, not all the time, but again, you want to make sure you have a way to catch those warnings when they're issued. By 11 o'clock, we start to see that activity ease up. By the weekend, though, another round of showers and thunderstorms, this time with a real cold front that has some real cool air behind it, lower humidity that is going to make it fantastic by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. The dew point temperature says it all, into that comfy range by Monday. So again, today and tomorrow, take it easy. Up to 95 degrees. We'll be close to that again tomorrow.
And find out how warm it's going to get there, Maria.
Yeah, we're starting off mild and muggy. We're at 75 in Brooklyn, Queens at 76, 73 in Staten Island, the Bronx, cloudy skies, and 77. So along with the high heat today, we've got some showers and thunderstorms. What we don't have in the forecast, this long-term, prolonged days and days of this heat. In fact, the heat breaks by the weekend, by Sunday into the low 80s. More on this coming up with that 10-day.
Maria,
watch some sports inside. If you are heading outside, though, you got to take it easy. Already looking really kind of murky and muggy out there. Low clouds hanging over the city. No rain right now, but I've got the storm threat too. So a lot to get you ready for. 77 at Central Park. That dew point's ticked up a bit. 71-degree dew point temperature. It's about as muggy as it can get. And believe it or not, may get a little bit muggier. And on top of that, obviously hotter. So that heat and humidity combination, that's what's making today so difficult, so dangerous. That heat index will be approaching 100 degrees as early as lunchtime. And because we're going to see several consecutive hours at that level, that's the dangerous part. So take it easy, stay hydrated, drink before you're thirsty, watch the kids, watch the pets. By later on in the afternoon, still feeling closer to 100 degrees, but by the evening and the overnight hours, the temperature is not dropping a ton. So we don't get a lot of relief overnight, with temperatures still near 80 degrees by close to this time tomorrow morning. Now, the showers and the thunderstorms today, some could tip to that severe side, and we're looking at the gusty, damaging wind threat across the area and that heavy rainfall that could lead to some flash flooding, but also the possibility of some hail with those larger, stronger thunderstorms. So definitely a good day. Maybe keep the car in the garage today, have a way to get those warnings. And as we were talking about yesterday, the ingredients are there. That tornado risk isn't zero today. So from the city, Long Island, Connecticut, lower Hudson Valley, definitely a good day to make sure you have warnings. We'll be here monitoring the radar. We expect it to get a little bit busier, that radar, by midday. So by noontime, lunchtime, have those umbrellas ready if you have to be out and about, because by 2 o'clock now they're getting a little bit more powerful, more showers and thunderstorms scattered through the area. And then by the evening hours starting to fade out, although that heat lingers, of course, through Saturday. That's really our last day. Coming along with some more showers and storms, that's the cold front that breaks the heat. So by Sunday, yeah, highs into the 70s and low 80s, and that humidity gets wiped away. Great advice: stay hydrated, drink before you're thirsty, because as early as later this morning, it'll start to feel like 90 plus already. We'll be there air temperature wise through 4 p.m. from Yonkers, Newark, and Hempstead getting pretty close. At that point too, we're tracking showers and storms. Some may be on the strong side. It's quiet for now, but I'll break down the impacts and the storms that'll finally break the heat in the 10-day. Taking a view from Jersey City across the Hudson River, we are looking at the low clouds, a lot of humidity, obviously all factoring into what is going to be a pretty nasty, hot day today. We're off to a good start in that direction. 76 already at Central Park, and that dew point at 71. It's pretty miserable. The winds aren't really kicking in just yet. That may help us out a little bit later on, where it gets a little breezy. At least the air is going to move. But we're still expecting that heat index to approach 100 degrees as early as lunchtime, and it's the several consecutive hours at 100 plus, especially for the city and some of those excessive heat warning areas, that gets to that dangerous level. So you want to take it easy, stay hydrated, watch yourself, listen to your body, watch the kids and the pets. They're a little more susceptible to the heat faster than adults. But you can see even through the evening hours, we're hanging on to that warmth, still close to 80 degrees through early tomorrow morning. So we have another day or two of this. We are looking at some showers and thunderstorms on top of the heat being a concern later this afternoon. So let me talk about that. Timing wise, be ready for about lunchtime. 2 to 3 p.m. is where we could see some start to get to that severe level, scattered from the Hudson Valley through the city, Long Island, Connecticut, maybe getting by with not too much for the Jersey Shore. And then everything begins to quiet down again for tonight. But know that we have the damaging wind potential, obviously heavy rainfall that could lead to some flash flooding. That tornado risk today isn't zero either, so you just want to make sure you have a way to get those warnings, whether it's your phone. We'll keep you covered as well during the afternoon today. So when does it all end? Well, we get a good cold front here coming through on Saturday. Lower humidity and the cooler temperatures, and we're talking about maybe it feeling like just a hint of fall. I'm going to be a little dramatic there. A hint of fall with those dew points in the 50s come Monday.